The year is 1915. Europe is engulfed in the flames of World War I, a global conflict with alliances drawing nations into a brutal dance of death and destruction. The Ottoman Empire, once a mighty power, finds itself caught in this maelstrom, its fate intertwined with the outcome of a crucial battle that will unfold at the Dardanelles. The Dardanelles, a narrow strait connecting the Aegean Sea to the Sea of Marmara and beyond to Constantinople. For centuries, this waterway has been a strategic choke point, a gateway to the Ottoman capital. Now it becomes a focal point of the Great War, a place where empires clash and destinies are forged. The fate of the Ottoman Empire hangs in the balance. A successful Allied campaign could shatter Ottoman morale, open a supply route to Russia, and potentially knock the Ottomans out of the war. The stage is set for one of the most dramatic and consequential battles of World War I, the Battle of Çanakkale. By 1914, the Ottoman Empire was a shadow of its former self, often referred to as the sick man of Europe. Yet its strategic location controlling the Dardanelles and its vast manpower reserves made it a coveted prize for both sides of the escalating conflict. Germany, eager to secure the Ottoman Empire as an ally, saw an opportunity to open up a new front against the Allied powers. The Ottoman leadership, wary of Russian expansionism and enticed by promises of regaining lost territories, decided to throw their lot in with the Central Powers. This fateful decision had profound consequences, plunging the Ottoman Empire into a global conflict that would ultimately seal its fate. The Dardanelles, a symbol of Ottoman power, would soon become a battleground where the empire would fight for its very survival. I bet you didn't know the pivotal roles Mustafa Kemal Atatürk and Winston Churchill played in the Battle of Çanakkale. The Dardanelles Strait held immense strategic importance for both the Allies and the Ottoman Empire during World War I. For the Allies, particularly Great Britain and France, controlling the strait meant securing a vital supply line to their beleaguered ally Russia. Russia, facing immense pressure from German and Austro-Hungarian forces on the Eastern Front, desperately needed supplies and munitions to sustain its war effort. A successful Allied campaign through the Dardanelles would not only alleviate the pressure on Russia, but also potentially knock the Ottoman Empire out of the war entirely. This, in turn, could weaken the Central Powers and hasten an Allied victory. The stakes were equally high for the Ottoman Empire. The Dardanelles, guarding the gateway to their capital Constantinople, represented a vital line of defense. A successful defense of the strait would be a tremendous morale booster for the Ottomans and their allies. It would also deny the Allies a crucial strategic victory and potentially prolong the war. In early 1915, a powerful Allied naval force, spearheaded by British and French warships, launched a daring operation to force their way through the Dardanelles. The plan was to neutralize the Ottoman defenses lining the strait, clear a path for the Allied fleet, and ultimately capture Constantinople. The initial bombardment by the Allied fleet seemed promising. Ottoman forts along the outer reaches of the Dardanelles were pounded by heavy artillery fire. However, the Ottomans, aided by German military advisors, had anticipated the attack and prepared elaborate defenses. As the Allied fleet ventured deeper into the narrow strait, they encountered a deadly obstacle course. Mines, expertly laid by Ottoman and German engineers, posed a constant threat. Mobile artillery batteries, well camouflaged and strategically positioned, rained down a deadly barrage on the attacking ships. Section 5. The naval assault falters. The Allied naval assault on the Dardanelles, initially envisioned as a swift and decisive operation, quickly turned into a costly and demoralizing struggle. The Ottoman defenses, though outgunned, proved to be far more resilient and effective than the Allies had anticipated. Mines lurking beneath the surface of the strait claimed several Allied warships, sending shockwaves through the fleet. The narrow confines of the Dardanelles, while limiting the Ottomans' ability to deploy their full naval power, also played to their advantage defensively. The Allied fleet, facing mounting losses and realizing the futility of a purely naval assault, was forced to reconsider its strategy. The dream of sailing triumphantly into Constantinople seemed increasingly distant. A new plan was needed, one that would involve a land invasion to break the deadlock, and achieve the Allies' strategic objectives. Section 6. Trenches and attrition at Gallipoli. With the failure of the naval assault, the Allies shifted their focus to a land invasion of the Gallipoli Peninsula. The objective was to capture the Ottoman defences along the Dardanelles from the ground, thus opening the strait for the waiting Allied fleet. In April 1915, British, French, Australian and New Zealand troops landed on the beaches of Gallipoli, met with fierce resistance from the Ottoman defenders. What followed was a grueling campaign of trench warfare reminiscent of the bloody stalemate on the Western Front. Both sides dug in, creating elaborate trench networks that stretched across the peninsula. Attacks and counter-attacks became commonplace, often resulting in heavy casualties for minimal territorial gains. The harsh terrain, scorching heat and lack of clean water added to the misery of the soldiers on both sides. Section 7. Key figures and turning points. The Gallipoli campaign saw the rise of several notable figures who would leave their mark on history. One such figure was Mustafa Kemal, a young Ottoman officer who would later become known as Ataturk, the father of modern Turkey. Kemal's leadership, tactical acumen and unwavering determination inspired his troops to fight with incredible tenacity against the Allied invaders. At critical junctures, his decisions and actions proved decisive in halting the Allied advance. One of the key turning points of the campaign was the Battle of Çanakkale, where Ottoman forces under Kemal's command repelled a major Allied offensive. This victory, achieved at a heavy cost, shattered the Allies' hopes for a decisive breakthrough and dashed their hopes of capturing the high ground overlooking the Dardanelles. Section 8. A costly stalemate. As 1915 wore on, the Gallipoli campaign descended into a bloody stalemate. Neither side could gain a decisive advantage, and the peninsula became a battleground of attrition. Both the Allies and the Ottomans suffered heavy casualties, with tens of thousands killed or wounded on both sides. The harsh conditions, disease and constant threat of death took a heavy toll on the morale of the troops. The Gallipoli campaign, once envisioned as a swift and decisive operation to knock the Ottoman Empire out of the war, had become a costly and demoralizing quagmire. By December 1915, with winter approaching and the prospect of victory increasingly remote, the Allies made the difficult decision to evacuate their forces from Gallipoli. The evacuation, carried out with remarkable efficiency under the cover of darkness, marked an end to the ill-fated campaign. Section 9. Enduring legacy of Çanakkale. The Gallipoli campaign, though a military defeat for the Allies, had a profound and lasting impact on the course of World War I and beyond. For the Ottoman Empire, the victory at Gallipoli was a much-needed morale booster, demonstrating their resilience and determination in the face of a formidable enemy. It solidified the reputation of Mustafa Kemal as a brilliant military leader and a national hero, paving the way for his rise to prominence in the post-war era. The campaign also fostered a sense of national unity and identity among the diverse population of the crumbling empire. The Gallipoli campaign is remembered as a defining moment in the histories of Australia and New Zealand. The sacrifices made by their soldiers, who fought with great courage and tenacity in the face of adversity, helped forge national identities for these young nations. The Gallipoli landings are commemorated annually on Anzac Day, a solemn day of remembrance. The Battle of Çanakkale, with its tales of heroism, sacrifice and tragic loss, serves as a poignant reminder of the human cost of war. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of those who fought and died on those distant shores, forever etched in the annals of history.